Hi, it's me. Today I plan to take Harris around the house because for the past 1 week, he has been constantly figuring out how to open the Playpen door. As usual, today I'm working on my short video. My first try, Harris suddenly got a fright and started running away. But it wasn't what I wanted it to be because 8 out of 10 times, Harris would be at the door trying to get out. But this time when the video is rolling, it feels like he was pretending he doesn't want out. But it's all a lie, I'm telling you. So I adjusted the camera and took the shot again. Luckily this time he played along. What a relief, it only took 2 shots. This leg shot was perfect as it kinda shows him desperately wanting out of the playpen. Usually when I open the playpen door, he would quickly rush to it. I had to be careful because once the door is unlocked, there is a risk if he leans on the door, he might fall forward and hit the floor. So I waited for him to be seated before letting him push the door open. But as he opened the door, it looks from this angle as if he was kicking the door open. So I took this shot instead to make it look more dramatic. As he was crawling out, like he always do, he suddenly did something unexpected. He actually closed the door, his leg was blocking, so he made way for the door to close nicely. And only then he started his adventure. This scene was supposed to be a very serious moment, but I just couldn't help it. I smiled and laughed. The next scene was gonna be outdoor, so I prepared his ducky shoes. He actually wore these duckies during our China trip, but sadly he couldn't walk yet during the trip. By wearing his shoes, I want him to associate it with exploration, going somewhere and having a special time with Papa. Hopefully this creates a positive association with movement. Here I suddenly realized he looks tall. It might be an angle illusion that his legs are long. Did you know doing videos is also a good form of exercise? Because every shot you see me with Harris, I always have to set up the tripod beforehand. For all of my videos, I usually shoot them by myself because it is sometimes hard to let another person know what I want to shoot in terms of angle and the mood. This is actually the first time Harris is walking beside our mini garden. Usually he will ignore the plants when we carry him, but this time it is so different. Maybe because he is seeing it from a different view today. It reminded me how the same thing can feel so different by just changing our view in life. Next up was the stairs. Honestly, I didn't know how it would turn out because each stair is pretty high for Harris and my prediction was right. He didn't even wanted to try, so yep, there wasn't anything much I could take for the staircase part. However, since our beautiful Christmas decoration was just recently set up, as usual, he doesn't get impressed with just non-moving objects. So I took his hand and let him feel the texture of the green deco. It was slightly pokey, so it gave him the immediate sensation, which made him smile. I actually tried to repeat the movement, but I could tell he was already bored. Ah man, I couldn't get a better shot here, but it's okay. So we continue making our way up to the second level, and I realized the burger bumper car was parked just right beside. Honestly, Harris had a seriously good time with his burger car yesterday. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, can check it out in my profile. As I was pulling the burger out, I realized it wasn't ready yet. I had to tighten the screws on the seat before Harris can sit on it. I told Harris to wait for me while I tried to fix it as fast as possible. To my surprise, Harris actually waited like a good boy, and I'm seriously so proud of him for listening to my instruction. This made me realize he actually understands now, and I can't wait to take him to even more new places. I placed him in the burger car. It actually comes with a seat belt, but honestly, it wasn't to keep him seated or safe. It was more like to give him an idea, like before any ride starts, whether it's in the car or even a roller coaster, we always need to put on our seatbelt. Yesterday, Harris actually cried loudly when sitting in his burger car, but today is a new day. Everything is different. He remained calm, he did not move, he did not scream, he just sit back and enjoyed the journey. As soon as I finished drifting around the living room, I then directed it to his bedroom. Shooting a short video have to make sense. I always have to remember where was my position at the last scene in order to make sure my next scene, I'm roughly standing at the same position to make the video flow nicely. This door was a problem. I couldn't get it to hold for the burger to come in. And yes, I was struggling to keep it open. I rushed to solve it because the video was recording and it is eating up a lot of my phone memory. Here I drove the burger in and I was thinking, what is supposed to happen here? And I found a small space for the burger to spin, so I thought of an idea. I repositioned the tripod to get an up-close angle and also to get the best lighting in the room to enjoy the spinning of the burger moment. Here, Harry's face was close to mine, so I made sure my face was higher to capture a very nice and magical moment with me and Harris. So I wanted Harris to have a look at his bed. I found a place to park his burger car and I'm impressed of my driving skill because I actually did this the first try. Yay! I then adjusted the tripod and carried Harris out of the car. As I was walking away from the bed, we were in the wrong position, so I redirected him back, but the story flow was just messed up. So I repositioned the tripod again, this time with a higher angle view and as if we just got out of the burger car and heading towards the bed. At this point, I was already sweating like crazy. I captured this angle because I wanted it to have a sentimental feel of how I wanted him to walk to his own room next time. I actually also wanted him to quickly let go of his pacifier soon. Suddenly, my phone appeared an error message that my phone ran out of memory space. I had to delete many of my videos. I also actually shot this scene but didn't end up using this because my short video was almost 1 minute long. For this scene, I actually told Harris not to go here because it was dirty, reinforcing the no command, and he actually understood and I gave him a pat on the head. Sweat was pouring in, you can see I was already soaking wet, but I needed to film the last scene, which was the balcony scene. This needed to be a walking scene, so I accompanied Harris, but turns out he was the one leading the way. It felt like he was running at the speed he was going. I had to constantly make sure to get the correct angle, at the same time always holding on to Harris to make sure he is safe. I had to make sure my camera was safe too, if not it would fall off the balcony. The view was great, but we needed one more shot to show Harris' reaction of the view. So I repositioned just one more up close angle. This is the first time I brought Harris here and he was holding my hand really tightly. There were hardly any blinking of his eyes because he was just so amazed on how there is so much more outside of his playpen. It reminded me that I needed to bring him out more often to let him see the world, to let him continue be curious to learn more. He started pointing and dancing with joy, and that was it. But as we approached the ending of the video, and it made me thinking that his playpen will need to be gone soon because it actually restricts his movement since he can already walk. I'm not sure actually. What do you guys think? Should I get rid of Harrisland or wait till he is slightly older?